Before we get started, a quick word from our sponsor, Community Financial's President CEO Tansley Stern's podcast, Despite Impossible. Now on to the show.
Studio Lounge interviews brought to you by our esteemed sponsors. Thank you, everybody.
Hey everybody, Mike Lawson here with CU Broadcast. Welcome back to our continued coverage of the 2025 GAC here in beautiful Washington, D.C. And speaking of beautiful, we have the beautiful people from Janusea in our studio lounge today.
Hi,
Masako Long right next to me. How are you, Masako?
I'm doing
good.
Very well.
Yeah, and then Kyle Stutzman,
Hi, Mike.
as they say.
Yes.
You live like kind of right up the road almost.
I do. It's awesome to be able to just drive.
Did you drive here?
I did, yes. It's great, yes.
I talked to, Ty Muse from Visions Federal Credit, and he said he drove here.
Yeah.
He lives in upstate New York, and he said he drove here. And went,
Right.
Who drives anymore? Apparently you and Ty drive.
We do.
All right.
We do.
Good to know. Nice little factoid
Well, I had
today.
a red eye yesterday, so
Oh,
I
you
had a long
did?
day.
The red eye. How are you doing today, Masako?
Doing great.
Okay.
I was tired last night, so I could wake up nice and early on.
Oh, so
Eastern
you
time.
did that on purpose?
I
Stayed up?
I didn't do it on purpose,
Oh,
but
okay. You were just tired.
we got to do things.
Well, those red eyes, we could go, that's a whole nother show. So, all right, well, let's focus on what you guys are doing here. The topic at hand here is some fintech use case trends here. How core integration accelerates deposit growth, which is very important in today's world, and powers credit union initiatives. So who wants to give us a quick overview? Kyle, you want to go first?
Kyle,
or
please.
Or?
Sure.
Because this is a mouthful here.
It is. It's a lot.
What we're excited about, we'd love to talk about Janusea, but what we're excited about is how people are using it. That's the whole point of integration and purposes.
That's what we want to hear.
So, what do you want to do right before GAC? You want to have a huge conversion of members. So we have a partner, credit union, that had acquired members and all their assets and loans as part of an acquisition. And so we are seeing credit unions do really innovative things when they realize that they have access to integrations and to do things they never thought were possible before. So this credit union has all these members and they need to get new accounts, and normally you would go through big kind of deconversion projects. You would pay a lot of money to do all these. Well, they had tool sets like a CRM tool, and so we partnered with their CRM tool. We partnered with the credit union, and all of our integrations together. They basically a month ago opened up all these accounts, 10,000 plus accounts, and ordered a debit card. And then on Saturday before GAC, they clicked a button, opened up all their shares, funded the accounts, opened up all the loans, and created all these new members because they have integrations and they have partners that are enabling them to do this.
Wow.
And they're able to have two cores talk to one interface, so it's pretty seamless on their end.
Yeah, because the conversion process is already complicated enough, right? And you have these two cores, one's going in, one's going out, and oh my gosh.
So we're really excited for the white paper case studies where then they're talking about, well, this is a different way to do something that doesn't just help the credit union, it helps members who don't want the disruption of a mass deconversion. There's a lot of options that come in play when you're saying, oh, you come in, you need a new service, you were with one of the smaller credit unions that now is part of the larger credit union. We just know this is happening in the industry. And so now we can basically upgrade you, migrate you over to a different core system, and from your experience and the employee's experience, they're using the same tools.
That's a great use case study to happen right before the GAC.
Yeah.
The timing is impeccable.
Do you think we planned this 2+ years ago when we got started?
Yes, you did.
No. We'd love to say that was a brilliant thing that we came up with. It's the partnership and the collaboration that happens when you give credit unions choice and power, and then they're like, could we do something like this? And then we work and refine it together. And they're on a journey that's going to do even more amazing things. So we talk often about fintechs. It's fun to now start telling more and more stories where credit unions are leading these initiatives that aren't just about connecting with a traditional software provider, but doing completely new things. Because they have the vision.
Well, because that, go ahead.
Oh, no, I was going to say, because last year around this time, we were really, and we still are, focused on the fintechs and enabling their use case and helping them accelerate their market, within this credit union space. But like Kyle said, it's really cool to now start to see credit unions come to us and say, we want to do these things, and it seems like we could do it. And as we talk to them, it's not really something that we had thought of, but we can enable it. So that's super exciting.
Well, as you guys are talking, I'm thinking, okay, what's next here? Because this really sets you guys up really nicely, and credit unions, more importantly. up nicely for similar projects or even evolving. So
we didn't just do it with the one. We did this with the one credit union.
Yeah.
But the way the platform works, just like when we help a fintech open up new accounts, those are similar calls and the same thing work that this credit union needed for part of this project. So we are able to take all of the work that's being done and use it in the right way when we mix the recipe together. So another credit union that has a situation where they want to serve multiple core, maybe they're going through a core conversion, and they want to get something innovative for their employees and their members now, but then when they go to the core conversion, then we'll go through that pain again. Well, we just move the background connection to the new core. They're talking to both at the same time. There's all kinds of things. So they get to do those things because we're doing them with fintechs, which creates new capabilities. We're doing them with other credit unions, which creates new capabilities. That then becomes general release that everybody starts to benefit. So we see acceleration of innovation, acceleration of what happens because we're building on top of what's being done. As opposed to, let's do this for you, Mike, and now, okay, Masako, you want to do something? Let's start all over from scratch and do it for you. Like, that's not a way to help the industry. So we're really excited.
I can see it on your face.
Good?
Yes.
How long is the
We're
interview?
super excited.
Let's
We're we gotta not talk too fast
Got a
because we
couple
get
hours,
super
Kyle.
excited.
You said we only had 5 minutes.
That's come and gone. That has come and gone, sir. So I mean, because what's this? I keep thinking of the answering the bell type of things coming into my brain. So, what issue does this solve for credit unions? Because is this a common issue that this occurs in a conversion for credit unions? And how are you? So. Well, I'm grasping at straws. I'm trying to say something.
No, there's a lot of common. So
Yeah.
this one thing that has come forward, yes, there's a lot. If you go into a core conversion, and we've been through them with institutions
or similar things,
similar thing. You may shut down all projects because you don't want to take on something new and then add it to the complication of a core conversion. You want to add it to the complication of a merger. If you can take that out of the mix and say, let's do the right thing at the right time for my credit union, my community, and my members, that's very powerful.
For sure. And I'm trying to get, what does this alleviate? What does this solve as far as looking at it in the bigger picture of core?
There's huge cost components to doing projects twice, to doing deconvert. There's all kinds of...
And time as well, labor, So.
And I think it's hard to accelerate new innovation when you're going through a core conversion because, like Kyle said, it does stop. And so then they put a bunch of fintechs on hold, but nobody has the time to be able to do that. We're not afforded the time anymore, right, in this industry to be able to say, hey, I can roll out a new digital banking solution later, or, there's this cool youth banking solution I want to bring on, but I have to wait till a core conversion. I'm not going to wait 2 years to start bringing on youth banking, right? So they need to be enabled to be able to bring on these cool fintechs, but also, obviously, the most important thing of being able to do a core conversion or acquire or merge or, being able to do all those things.
Well, being able to do all those things now.
Yes.
Now.
As
It's
opposed
like
to
a time
18 months from now when the conversion goes through.
It's all speed. And then our fintech side of credit unions working with people now, knowing that they can do the integration and doing things now instead of waiting because it will take 2 or 3 years for a fintech to connect to their core, their system. All that is now coming together exactly. That is part of what our plan was, and we see that continuing. We have 14 or 15 different fintech solutions that are doing everything from new account opening to lending to money movement, business services. It goes on and on and on. We want that value to be fully accessible by any credit union and any credit union to choose to work with it. And so that part is still growing and expanding like crazy. And that's speed to market too. Once you have the first one done, which still may only take a couple months, the next one's even easier because you've already connected to the platform. We're creating a marketplace without the intent to create a marketplace. Like, we're not curating it. We want anyone to be on there because they want to work together, not choosing who gets to win and choosing what partner you work with. We have competitors that are partners of ours that are on our platform because the whole point is to have industry access to them and choose what's best for you.
Well said, sir. Well said. Masako, anything to add on?
Well, we're just excited to enable our fintechs, right? We have most of our partners here, so maybe I'll shout out a few, but like, we have Swivel, we have Eltropy, we have Constellation, we have Coviance, KSAP, Glide. Who else am I missing? Finifer.
Oh wow. Okay.
True Treasury.
Yeah.
You said Coviance?
Yes,
Coviance
Coviance.
twice,
Most of the
Omar,
fintechs that we work with are here, so it's exciting to see them. Exciting to also kind of talk to more of their sales people and frontline that are helping drive some of these initiatives, because we are usually talking to the technical team and making sure that we can onboard them and do all this do all the use case. But yeah. Pretty exciting.
This seems to open up the doors really well for credit unions moving forward in
Yes.
any kind of technology implementation. So you guys have done a heck of a job here. So
It's fun.
I think you're onto something.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
That's great.
You're onto something.
It's on the record. It's on the record.
A very facetious statement. you guys, you're onto something. So, all right, guys. Well, anything else here to add to wrap up here? Can't wait to bring in a credit union and have them talk about it.
For that.
Give us their perspective as well. So that's always fun to talk to.
We have plenty that are willing to talk. They're all very busy with everything from, like I said, with mergers, with some huge new lending solutions. There's things that our credit unions, if you reach out and we'll connect people
when
to
they
them.
are ready.
We want to draw them into the room. Yeah,
when they're ready, let's bring them on. Love to hear get their perspective too. So, all right, guys. Well, congrats on the success already, and doing some great stuff for credit unions out there, keeping them moving forward in the technology sector. So important in our very competitive world that we're in today. So, keep it up. Keep it up, guys.
Thanks,
all right,
Mike.
there they are.
Studio Lounge interviews brought to you by our esteemed sponsors. Thank you, everybody.
A quick word from our sponsor, Community Financial's present CEO, Tansley Stern's new podcast, Despite Impossible.